This program provides education, not advice. Sponsors pay a fee for endorsements and interviews. See the truthayf.com disclosure page for details.
This is where technology, innovation, and personal finance come together.
This is the truth about your future with Rick Edelman. Brought to you by Global X ETFs, dedicated to providing investors with unexplored intelligent solutions. And by Presidio, offering a digital vault where you can collect, protect, and share all your important people, places, things, and documents with all the key people in your life. Start for free at Presidio.com.
It's Monday, August 21st, and in addition to this podcast that we do every day, The Truth About Your Future, where we talk about not only crypto, we talk about health and wellness, longevity, retirement security, and all the subjects really that are going to determine how you live your life in the future, not only you personally, but society as a whole. This podcast is really only part of what I spend a lot of my time doing. You may well be familiar with the fact that I have a sister company to The Truth About Your Future. My sister company is called DAC-FP, the Digital Assets Council of Financial Professionals. I created DAC-FP 7 or 8 years ago to provide crypto education to both financial professionals and to investors and consumers. What I recognized a long time ago, I've been involved in Bitcoin and the crypto community since 2012. I've discovered a long time ago two fundamental facts. The first is that blockchain and digital assets represents one of the most significant innovations for global commerce since the invention of the internet. And second, most people are unaware of this fact, and as a result are not taking advantage of the technological opportunities, nor are they taking advantage of the investment opportunities. This is a particular concern for financial advisors because, let's face it, 2/3 of American investors work with a financial advisor. You're not out there looking for your own investments. You're relying on your advisor to give you those recommendations. But if advisors don't know about Bitcoin and blockchain and digital assets broadly, then the advisor isn't able to give you advice and recommendation and services about that. So I created DAC-FP a long time ago to provide the level of education that financial advisors need. And we launched several years ago the certificate in blockchain and digital assets. This course has been taken by thousands of financial professionals in 37 countries. It is the oldest and still largest education program that leads to a certificate. And now I am very excited to tell you that our certificate course in blockchain and digital assets is now listed by FINRA as a professional designation. This course now offers you the CBDA designation. So if you are a financial advisor and you are looking to get CE credits, our course offers you as many as 18 continuing education credits, plus you earn the right to list yourself as holding the CBDA, the Certified in Blockchain and Digital Assets Professional Designation, listed on FINRA's database of professional designations. Our course is online, it is self-study, and it offers you a world-class faculty. We have 5 tracks in the course. There's a program exclusively for financial advisors, another one for back office executives, another one for investors, consumers, and students, a 4th for crypto professionals, and we'll soon be launching a 5th for professionals and investors who live and work outside the United States. The content is taught by a world-class faculty, including Scott Stornetta, the co-inventor of blockchain technology, and Anders Brownworth of the Boston Federal Reserve. When you complete the program, you'll have the vital understanding you need of blockchain technology, its investment thesis and investment opportunities, and how, as an advisor, you can incorporate this new asset class into your practice management, including regulatory compliance and tax issues as well. And to celebrate the fact that we have now attained certification status with FINRA, we are now inviting you to enroll in the course, and if you do so by the end of the month, you'll get a 20% discount. Simply use discount code CBDA23 when you enroll. The enrollment link is in the show notes, where you can learn a lot more about the course, the full course content, the list of all the faculty members. Some folks binge the entire course in a weekend. The average student takes 10 days to complete it. They do basically one module a night over a couple of weeks. And you'll be really excited about the program. It's a lot of fun. It gets rave reviews, and you'll gain a huge new level of understanding about one of the most important technological innovations in global commerce of the century. So if you haven't already checked out our certification in blockchain and digital assets, now's your chance to do that. I also want to mention that there is a big buzz in the crypto community right now because there is the distinct possibility that the SEC is going to approve spot Bitcoin ETFs very, very soon. Could happen any day, anytime over the next 6 or 8 months. And this has the industry all really focused. There's a simple reason for this. Most financial advisors, 3 out of 4, say that they aren't currently recommending Bitcoin to their clients, but they will as soon as there's a Bitcoin ETF available to provide their clients. There are now 9 of these applications pending before the SEC, and the rumor mill has it that the SEC is going to say yes to at least some of them. They may say yes tomorrow, sometime over the next several months. You need to understand the significance of this, because if we have 3/4 of financial advisors saying, I haven't yet been recommending Bitcoin to my clients, but I will when this ETF becomes available, imagine the hundreds of millions of dollars that could very quickly flood into the Bitcoin marketplace when this ETF suddenly becomes available. So I've written a new white paper, and I'm making it available to you for free. The paper is called What You Need to Know About Spot Bitcoin ETFs. The paper begins with a quick snapshot. You very quickly get a fast summary. I explain why BlackRock, the world's largest money manager, filed an application to launch a Bitcoin ETF. What makes these new Bitcoin ETF applications different from all the prior applications that have been filed over the past 8 years that the SEC has all said no to? What makes these new applications different? And what approval of these new applications would mean for investors? I also explain the risks of investing in a spot Bitcoin ETF and, a little bit of a tease, the most important thing you need to know. This paper is available to you as a financial advisor or investor. It's available free. Just go to dacfp.com. The link is in the show notes. I encourage you to read this paper today before the SEC issues its verdict about these applications. And finally, you might have noticed that I have a new sponsor called Presidio. I've gotten a bunch of emails from listeners about Presidio, so I thought I would give you a little more information about them. You know, we're all grown-ups now, and that means we've got to do some grown-up stuff. That's not always fun, but, you know, it's important. We buy homes and cars. We got to buy insurance. We start contributing to our retirement accounts at work. We've got bank accounts and brokerage accounts. We write a will. We get a trust. We get powers of attorney. We've got birth certificates and marriage certificates. We've got children and their birth certificates. We have medical records and employment records and passports and deeds and car titles and college diplomas. All of those legal documents need to be safely stored away, but somewhere that we're not going to forget where we put it, where we can easily get access to it. We also know it's all safe and secure. And our new digital world means we don't have to fuss with paperwork anymore like we used to. We can convert all our documents into digital files, and we can store them in a secure digital vault. When you've got digital copies of all your documents, that means you've immediately got backups. You don't have to worry that something will get lost or misplaced or damaged or destroyed in a fire or a flood or some other natural disaster. With climate change, that's becoming a really big deal. 1 out of 10 homes were impacted by natural disasters last year. Wildfires have destroyed 100,000 homes and businesses in the past 15 years. We all saw the devastation in Maui as the most recent example. But when everything is digital, you can access your documents from anywhere using a smartphone. And you can secure everything using encryption and protection with passwords, biometrics, two-factor authentication, and other methods. And everything is green as well. No more need for paper or toner. You save money and you help protect the environment. But you got to be careful when you go digital. You want to make sure your documents are safe and that you can access and share your documents with anybody you want, anytime you want, and from anywhere you are. Sharing documents is a big part of digital document storage. You deal with paperwork all the time with family members and friends, as well as your doctors, your lawyer, your real estate agent, your accountant, your financial advisor. You want them to have access to certain documents, but only certain documents. All of this, everything I've just described, is what Presidio does for you. You can easily keep track of everything you value and all the important places in your life, both physical and digital. You might have some stuff in a safe deposit box. Your boat might be in a storage facility for the winter. Your photos might be on iCloud. Presidio helps you identify where everything is and helps you with all these places with your family and your trusted advisors. I'm not just talking about legal documents like your insurance policies. I'm also talking about your classic car or your grandmother's pearl necklace. Presidio's mobile app lets you easily create a digital record of everything that you value. You just take a photo of it and add some text. Presidio even lets you set reminders so you never miss deadlines, say for renewal of an insurance policy or dates for certain travel or your next vet appointment for your dog. It's very low cost and you can try Presidio for free. I think you'll be very surprised at how inexpensive it is. Check them out at Presidio.com, Presidio.com. Presidio. The link's in the show notes. I'll see you tomorrow.
Landmark infrastructure legislation was passed in the last Congress. Now comes the work of getting it built. The Global X U.S. Infrastructure Development ETF, ticker PAVE, invests in dozens of companies helping shape the future of American infrastructure. Investing involves risk, including possible loss of principal. Investments in infrastructure-related companies have greater exposure to the potential adverse economic, regulatory, political, and other changes affecting such entities. Before investing, carefully consider the fund's objectives, risks, charges, expenses, and more in the full or summary prospectus at globalxetfs.com. Read carefully. Distributed by SEI Investments Distribution Company.
Where do you store your important documents? How do you keep track of what you have or where it is? Use Presidio, the digital vault where you can collect, protect, and share all your important people, places, things, and documents with all the key people in your life. What you have and where you have it. You'll always know where your valuable information is kept, and you can easily and securely share your info anytime with anyone you choose. Try Presidio free today at Presidio.com. That's Presidio.com. Presidio.
How do advances in science, technology, and medicine translate into investment opportunity? Listen and learn.
This is The Truth About Your Future with Rick Edelman.